am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fastagajin Cosplay, and today we are back at you guys with Hunter x Hunter episode 91.
Yes. Last episode, the fight started and we figured out Shoot's and Knuckles' abilities.
Kinda.
Well, for Shoot, we're still not sure. We have a theory. We think that he's got flying hands that he manipulates, and they might be only distractions, but when he touches you, when he punches you somewhere, the part of you that he touched disappears.
And might be stuck inside the little cage, but we're not sure about that part.
Yeah, maybe. We will see.
Nope.
Kirua is fighting his instincts, his own habits. Shoot is doing the same thing, but so far, it's not looking good. He managed to do a few, steps forward, but every time he does one step forward, he does like 10 steps back.
Because of freaking Yellow Me's voice! Damn
Yes! So hopefully he can manage to win this fight. He has the motivation, it's just that it's really hard to go against himself.
Yeah.
So yeah. As
You are
for
your worst
Gon,
enemy, so yeah.
yes. As for Gon, the Knuckles' ability is very interesting. He basically loans you some power, and then there's a creature that appears and starts counting interest for that power he gave you, and it adds up fast. And Gon has his own, level of energy, and if the debt becomes higher than his own energy, well, he won't be able to use Nen for a while.
And if the debt is higher than... No, never mind. If the punch he gives Knuckles is lesser than Knuckles gives him, he won't be able to hurt Knuckles.
No, that's not it. As long as the debt is higher than his own power, he won't be able to hurt Knuckles at all.
That's right.
So he needs to, every time he punches him, he gives him some back, but then every time Knuckles punches him,
he gives it back what he gives.
Yeah. So, and the debt keeps going up because of the interest. So Gon needs to give him one hell of a punch to give him back all of this. Hopefully he can do it. But we'll see how he manages and what strategy he comes up with. But it's not looking good for him either. So yeah, and we're on a time limit, so hopefully everything goes well. But yeah, it's Hunter x Hunter, they could surprise us. So.
The king might be born.
Oh fuck no, don't say that. I don't want it to happen.
Well, I want to see him, not now, but I want to see him.
Oh, the fucking guards are still alive. Like, we haven't even defeated one of them, and the king is coming, and he's gonna be a hell of a lot stronger. Anyway, so yeah, let's jump in episode 91 and see what happens in the fight with Shoot and Knuckle before we get into the Chimera business.
Alright.
Let's go.
Guys, I think I'm gonna love the tone of the next arc.
It's still the same arc.
Well, the other part of the arc.
I am very happy that they went this way because I've been saying it before, and I know some people argue against it, but it's still the feeling I get when I watch Hunter x Hunter. The absence of stakes sometimes, when our main characters go into a fight, I feel like even when they lose...
You know that they won't die because of it?
Well, it's not even, stakes aren't all about dying and stuff, but whenever they go into a fight, I always, especially in the beginning, I always had a feeling that even if they were gonna lose, kind of like against Izuka, for example, it's like they either went into the fight knowing they were gonna win and it was so easy, or it wasn't that big of a deal, or they knew they were gonna lose, so they just went there to learn a few things. Like, it wasn't ever about stakes and them actually needing to survive a battle or win a battle in order to do what they wanted to do. So for them to face adversity in this way and actually not win the fight, and we don't even get to see it, they just showed us how strong the other two were, and then they let us imagine how they lost, because we know how it happened. Like, let's be real, well, it's obvious.
We didn't see what happened with Kirua against Shoot, technically.
But we can imagine what happened. Even in the end, he wasn't able to go through with, fight his own instincts and break his habits, which is why he also says he doesn't want to, he won't stay with Gon after, because he doesn't want what Bisky said to be true. And it hurts me, because he's his only friend, his first friend. It's the first time he's got someone he cares about, and for him to decide that for his sake, for Gon's sake, he's gonna leave him to save him, basically, that says so much about Kirua. he's so not selfish if you think about it. He's very selfless. He's all about
He
Gon.
changed a lot. Compared to what he used to be at the beginning, he changed a lot, yeah.
And like, how is that gonna affect Gon? Like, it's also one of his only friends. Like, it's the first person he connected with ever since, well,
he technically connected first with Kurapika and Lorio,
but not in this way though. And there's the fact that now he's very down because, like I said before, even though he has suffered a loss before, when it actually mattered, he's usually managed to pull through. And this time it mattered, and they didn't win, and it made him feel so weak. And because of his loss, now he has to go 30 days without Nen. So, and I can understand it. He really thinks that Kite is still alive. He wants to go and save him, and to be forced to stay back, not know what's going on, not be there, have no control whatsoever on what's going on in the fights that are gonna happen. It would destroy me, so I can just imagine how Gon feels.
To be honest, though, with what we saw of the king, they will be dead in millisecond, guys.
Definitely, I don't.
They are not ready to face the king,
I mean,
or even the royal guards. That's maybe a good thing that they're not coming.
As it is, Knuckle and Shoot can't survive this either.
No.
So I'm like,
no, they can't.
Netero has to go against the king with the other two. I hope he stands a chance. But this guy is rootless.
This guy doesn't give a shit.
He is a kid in a man's body with like the knowledge of a master already. It's so disturbing because he knows so much, yet he knows so little.
I wouldn't say that he has the knowledge of a master.
Like, but he was born with understanding already how his power works.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying a master. Like, maybe he doesn't have the experience, but he was born with the knowledge necessary to control his power, which to me says a lot compared to the others who, they had to discover them on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was aware in the womb of what was going on and what type of meat he was eating.
I like the fact that he just told his mom to shut up. I want to be born right now, so...
Well, yeah, he reminded me of Kirikou, yeah. I don't remember I think the movie is called Kirikou too, but if you've never seen that movie, basically the baby in it, like the main character, is so mature for his age, very self-aware, and he basically birthed himself. He walked out of his mom.
He was small enough to walked out of his mom's womb.
Maman, lave-moi! Mom, wash me! A baby who births himself can wash himself. Something like that. Yeah. We only saw it in French, so I have no idea what they actually say in English, but in any case. So it reminded me of that. It's crazy because he knows so much, yet he knows so little about the way of life. Still, he needs to discover, these things, but then his temper is so easy, to flare up.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Neferpito could have died right there if she wasn't that strong. Mm-hmm. And like two other characters that we've known about ever since the beginning of the arc, just
one of them tried to help the queen, but he got killed right off.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about the queen.
The other just tried to help clean the king because he has to be clean, but since he wasn't the one to be asked for, he just got killed off.
I think it's because of the power, he has no respect for them. Like, Neferpito gained his respect because she survived the attack, but they don't matter.
The king knows that he's on top of the chain, and you're not on the same level as it is, so you don't matter to him.
Basically, you listen, and you do exactly as he says, or he's gonna get rid of you because he doesn't have time, nor does he care to focus on you and deal with your bullshit.
I don't know for you, but I think that he's showing so much swag.
Oh yeah, he was swag.
Hanging from his tail, from the feet of one of his guards, just like chilling right there, like just flying in the flights, come.
So in the end, considering the queen didn't get to eat Kite is not in there, but he does remind me a little bit of Puckle, so that could be, Puckle's features could be in there too. Like, mm-hmm. I don't know, but at the very least, he's got a lot of humans. A lot of humans went into creating this thing, and you can see the arrogance, and you can see the not the motivation, but the selfishness. You can see his what's the word? Fuck. I don't even remember. Fuck. I'll forget it. But you can see that he's got shit to do, and he's gonna do it. You know, he doesn't give a shit about anyone else. He's gonna do his thing, and he knows he's on top of the world, and he's gonna use that. Well, yeah, that's gonna be one hell of an enemy, I'm afraid. And like, we've always liked Colt, and we discussed about the possibility that he was gonna rebel at one point. Then we figured out that he was really for the queen, like he was really a supporter of the queen, so we were like, okay, well, he's not gonna rebel against the queen ever, and the others were gonna rebel. But then the king dismissing the queen like that makes sense for Colt to rebel against the king. But what is he gonna bring?
I'm surprised, but
what is he gonna bring to the table though? Nothing? Because like, the others are already talking about, you know, fighting to figure out who's the king. And it's not that they say, oh, the queen is dead anyway, so let's, you know, decide who's king now. It's not about that. It's about them saying that she can't reproduce even if they save her. So they already mentioned the idea that even if Colt saves her, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, what Colt is doing, is it actually going to have an impact? If the queen still has some sort of power over the others?
I think that she might have some powers over them, but technically, since she cannot reproduce anymore, she cannot continue to produce our kingdom.
True, but what I'm worried about is if Colt doing what he's doing right now, is that going to lead to something? Or is he going to be the only one trying to fight back against a lot of other chimeras who are fighting, you know, to make their own kingdom?
A few of them were still there trying to defend the queen.
You know, the weaker ones.
But, yeah, the weaker ones.
We already knew that Netero felt, you know, the pressure from the guards. The king seems very, very fucking strong compared to his guards, so I don't know how they will defeat him, but I don't see it happening next episode for sure. I did see, you know, watching how the arcs were working when I looked for thumbnails online, that this is probably the longest arc in the anime, so this is gonna go on for a while. But unless like it's the same characters, it's just a different arc. But I still consider this the Chimera arc. Like, as long as the king is there, it's the Chimera arc. So there's a lot of shit that's gonna happen. So yeah, Netero and his gang are gonna have to fight the king, and hopefully no one dies, but I don't see that happening.
Once again, you know that the tone already technically changed when we first been introduced to the camera ends. But with the king, people getting what's the term décapité en anglais déjà?
Decapitated?
Decapitated, yeah.
Beheaded,
yeah. So people and camerans being beheaded right and left.
He's kind of a reminder.
Some little children killed in the field right there.
We were traumatized early in this arc, but then after a while we just got to see like meatballs at here and there, and we still got traumatized with Kite, but then they kind of they calmed down a little bit. But then the king comes up and he's like, bitches, don't forget that this is my arc. This is
I'm the main star of the show, okay? Be afraid of me.
No, but this is a dark arc. I'm here to remind you that this is supposed to be violent.
Yeah, this is violent. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, we could have gone without, but
no, we want it.
He's gonna be ecstatic when he goes against Netero and the two others, if he's the one that goes against them, because they could very well go against the guards and lose here. Like, I don't know. And Gon has to be involved at one point. Like, we need to. I mean, we could definitely follow them during the 30 days that they spend in MGL without Gon and Kirua.
What is it gonna do to become stronger, do you think?
I don't know. And that's I was thinking when they were saying that they couldn't go to NGL and he had to leave and stuff, I was thinking, like, they've been talking about leaving NGL. Like, who's to say that the king is gonna stay at NGL? Like, he could definitely try and leave. So, it's something that they need to avoid, but, like, no one is listening to the queen anymore, and no one gives a shit about the queen, so they could expand and try to leave. If they leave, Gon and Kirua might not have a choice in fighting them, you know? And not just them, but everyone. So yeah, I'm afraid for my main characters.
I'm afraid, but I'm excited for the next part, guys.
Very much so. Yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description.
And if you don't look, you can wait for the next one to be out on YouTube, which will be next week. So wait for it and see you in a week, guys.
We'll be traumatized again.
Yeah.
Bye.